Isn't that sad, Jack, that God gave us the book of Revelation to know what we're not going to go through, to comfort us that all that is going to come upon this world is not for us. And some Christians are so much into this perception that we should go through all of that. And I'm like, don't you know God? Don't you understand that the heart of God for his children is that they're not destined to his wrath, is to save them out of, not through that tribulation?
That's right.
I don't understand this. What view of God do you have? Which kind of bride will Jesus take? Battered woman by him? Or a bride that is ready and beautiful? And what is the point of rapture before the second coming at the same time? Why is it that you always think about us as if it's a bungee jump, going up and down at the same time?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I mean, 7 years of horrible deception, horrible thing. If you ever study the book of Revelation, you'll understand there is no way God will take pleasure in keeping his church. You see that, look, the church, the only festival on the Hebrew calendar that is directly connected to another one is First Fruits and Feast of Pentecost. From First Fruit, from the resurrection, you count 50 days, and only then you celebrate the Feast of Pentecost. The church could have not been born unless Jesus resurrected from the dead. They are connected. What's the point of Jesus' resurrection, saying, I'm the resurrection and the life? And then when he said that, if you remember to Martha, when he said that, he said, he who believes in me, will never die. If he dies, remember, he will live forever. In other words, he will resurrect. We that are alive and well right now will be caught up in the air to meet Jesus in the cloud. And the dead in Christ will rise up first, and we will join them. In other words, this is what we are going to experience, not a 7-year horrible tribulation that will wipe out billions of people.
Yep. In fact, for those of you who are not aware, this is a very important thing that he just brought up. The book of Daniel chapter 9 makes it very clear that the last 7 years that Israel owes to God and God owes to Israel is the last 7 years, and that is why there's a 7-year tribulation period. Daniel chapter 9 tells you why it's 7 years concerning his people and his holy city, Jerusalem. It has nothing to do with the church. Some of you have come from denominational backgrounds that teach that the church goes through the tribulation period. That is theologically impossible, because the 7 years is owed to God by Israel. It's the last 70th week of the book of Daniel chapter 9. It's all Jewish. It all deals with the nation of Israel and the Israel people and the entire world regarding the wrath of God that is being poured out upon the earth. It has nothing to do with hell, and it has nothing to do with the church. It's a world that has rejected Christ, and it's about God refining and bringing his people, the Jews, through the tribulation period. And it's the 7 years that is mentioned crystal clear in Daniel chapter 9. And when you confuse those two things, that's frankly bad teaching. It's mixing the church in with Israel and changing words and saying things like, well, the church here, it's Israel, it's the church. No, it's not. It's very specific.